In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to write viral scripts in 2026. This is a full script writing course for free, and what I'm about to give you is the exact process that I've used to generate over 2 billion organic views for my clients and grow my own page from 0 to over 190,000 followers in around 2 years. And within those 2 years, you can see a bunch of viral videos. So, I'm going to walk you through my full 5-phase scripting framework and the psychology hacks behind every viral video. So if you stick around, you'll have everything that you need to write your next viral Instagram reel that positions you as the expert and authority in your niche and generates hundreds of qualified leads. Let's get into it. Now you see, virality is not luck. It's actually about triggering specific responses in people's brains. And your script is the foundation of everything. This means the camera quality, the editing, the lighting, or anything else matters if your script fails. But here's the thing. You can have the best camera in the world, but if what you're saying doesn't grab attention, people are just gonna scroll right past. So let me break down the 3 principles that every viral script must have. Principle number 1, emotional activation. Emotions drive everything. When something makes you feel excited, curious, angry, or surprised, you're way more likely to share it with someone else. And there's actually research behind this. Content that creates these strong emotions is 34% more likely to be shared than content that doesn't. So think about it. When was the last time you shared something boring? Probably never. And your script needs to trigger emotion from the first second. Because if the viewer feels nothing while watching your video, they're gonna scroll. Simple as that. Now the second principle is pattern interrupts. So here's how your brain works when you're scrolling through Instagram. You're basically on autopilot. You're not really thinking about what you're seeing. You're just kind of scrolling mindlessly. And your brain gets used to seeing the same stuff over and over again. Same types of videos, same openings, same everything. So it stops paying full attention. But when something breaks that pattern, when something unexpected pops up, your brain instantly snaps back to attention. It's like, wait, what was that? This is why unexpected openings work so well. They break the pattern that your brain was expecting and boom, you're hooked. And the third principle is dopamine loops. So every time your brain gets new information, figures out an answer to a question, or discovers something interesting, it releases a bit of dopamine. And dopamine is basically that feel-good chemical in your brain that makes you want more of whatever you're doing. And social media platforms know this, by the way. And that's why you could scroll for hours without you realizing it. And then you see the clock and realize it's already like 2 a.m. and blah, blah, blah. Basically, your brain is getting little dopamine hits every time you scroll. And the best scripts keeps people locked in from start to finish by consistently giving them these dopamine hits. And every few seconds, there's something new to learn, a new question to answer, or a new piece of curiosity to resolve. And basically, more dopamine hits equals more addictive video. It's really straightforward. All right, so those were the main principles. Now it comes to the exact structure, which you're probably here for. So you see, every viral script I've written follows this exact 5-phase structure. That means this one, this one, this one, and also this one. And the 5 phases are hook, hype up, value, reassurance, and call to action. And just so you know, this isn't just something I made up. This is rooted in how people's brains actually process information. And I could say this because we literally generate tens of millions of views every month for our clients using this exact structure. And we're going to break each phase step by step so you know exactly what to do. Starting with phase number 1, the hook. Now the hook is hands down the most important part of your whole entire script. Like if you had to spend 80% of your time on one section of this whole structure, it should be the hook. It's that important. So if you have about 2.5 to 3 seconds, sometimes even less nowadays, to grab someone's attention, if you mess up the hook, nothing else matters. This means they'll never see your amazing value that comes up later in your video. So let me show you some examples of terrible hooks that I see all the time. Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to show you blah, blah, blah. So I wanted to talk to you about blah, 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 blah. Here's a quick tip for welcome back to my channel. 3 tips to blah, 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 and how to blah, 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 blah. These hooks fail for one simple reason. They're predictable and boring. There's no reason to keep watching because your brain already knows this is gonna be some generic advice or another random tip. So that leaves us with the question, what makes a good hook? A good hook does 3 specific things. Number 1, it triggers an emotional response right away. Could be curiosity, fear, excitement, anger, whatever, but it makes you feel something. Number 2, it creates immediate curiosity. You need to keep watching to find what happens next or what the answer is. And number 3, it's broad enough to reach a wider audience. You're not just calling out one specific person, you're speaking to a problem or situation that lots of people relate to. So let me give you a 5 proven hook formula that works every single time. Formula number 1 is the negative hook. The pattern is, you're never going to do the achieve dream outcome if you keep doing this one thing. So for example, you're never going to grow on Instagram if you keep doing this one thing. And here's why this works. Your brain is wired to avoid loss than it seeks gain. And scientists call this the loss aversion. So for example, you're going to pay more attention if I say you'll never become a millionaire than if I say here's how to become a millionaire. So when you hear you're never going to achieve something, your brain immediately goes, wait, what am I doing wrong? I need to know so I could fix it. It creates that instant curiosity because you need to know what you're messing up on. Formula number 2, the controversial hook. The pattern is popular belief is complete bullshit and here's why. So for example, posting every day on Instagram is bullshit and here's why. And this works because it challenges something your audience believes in. When you hear something that goes against what you think is true, it creates what's called a cognitive dissonance. Your brain needs to resolve this conflict so you can keep watching to figure out why you're wrong or why they're wrong. Formula number 3 is a shocking statement hook. And the pattern is, I achieved a remarkable result in short time frame by doing unexpected things. So for example, I gained 90,000 followers in 90 days without focusing on hashtags, SEO, or virality. And this works because the result is remarkable and impressive, but the time frame makes it feel like it's actually achievable. It's not, I gained 90,000 followers in 5 years, that feels too long. 90 days feels more possible. Formula number 4, the after doing X hook. And the pattern is, after analyzing, studying, or doing X, here's what I discovered that's going to get you the benefits. So for example, after analyzing thousands of viral videos, here's what I discovered that's going to make you go viral in 2026. And this positions you as the authority immediately. You've done the research, you've put it into work, and now you're going to share the patterns that you've found. So it promises them a shortcut, meaning they don't have to analyze thousands of videos themselves, you already did it for them. And formula number 5 is the desire hook. And the pattern is, this is exactly how to do achievable specific dream out. So for example, this is exactly how to write a viral Instagram script. This is a direct promise. You're telling them exactly what they're gonna learn, and if that outcome is something that they want, they're going to keep watching. Now, okay, here are some tactics to make any hook even stronger. Always use a power word. Words like never, exactly, secret, mistake, proven, guaranteed, instantly. So here's a list of like 50 power words on the screen right here. You can just screenshot. Next thing is to always use the word you or your in your hook. This increases engagement by 66% according to research. Why? Well, because it makes the viewer feel like you're talking directly to them. So instead of saying most people fail on Instagram, say you're failing on Instagram because blah, blah, blah. Like, you see the difference, right? Like, the second one feels more personal. It feels like it's about them specifically. Now, here's the thing most people get wrong. They write a good hook and then immediately jump to the value. And that's a mistake. Because attention spans are shorter than ever and you need a second layer of curiosity, and that's where the phase 2 comes in. And that phase 2 is called the hype up. And what I like to say is to think of the hype up as the wingman to your hook. The hook reels them in, but the hype up locks them in and makes sure that they stay. So back in like 2020, the hook alone was enough to keep people watching. But now people's attention spans are even shorter. They're like squirrels, meaning you need to hook them twice. So the hype up does 2 things. It adds credibility to what you've just said in your hook, and it builds anticipation for the value that you're about to deliver. So here is the formula. Social proof or authority statement plus a promise of what they'll gain plus a slight reminder of the problem. So let me give you 3 examples so you can see exactly how this works. Here's the first example. The hook. You're never going to grow on Instagram if you keep doing this one thing. Hype up. This strategy has gotten me over 41,000 followers in 90 days, and most people are completely overlooking this. So if you fix this one thing, you'll see your engagement skyrocket. You see what I did there? I added social proof with my follower count, and then I created FOMO, fear of missing out, by saying most people overlook it. And I also promised a clear outcome, which is that their engagement will skyrocket. Here's a second example. The hook. I gained 90,000 followers from one video that got over 12 million views. Hype up. And I've replicated this exact strategy for my clients like Pete, who went from 3,500 followers to over 100,000 followers. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to do the same. Again, social proof with Pete's results, promise that they'll learn how to do it too, and anticipation for what's coming. And here's the third example. Hook. Instagram scripts aren't dead. You're just writing them wrong. Hype up. After writing over 5,000 scripts that generated 1 billion views, I could tell you exactly why your scripts are failing and how to fix them in the next 10 minutes. So you see how I use the authority statement with the numbers and then promise to show them what's wrong and then the time-bound expectation. And the hype up should be very short. Any longer and you lose momentum, and any shorter, you don't build enough anticipation. That's where it gets a little bit tricky, but it's easy. So now that you've hooked them twice, it's time to deliver the value. But really quick, if you're a business owner making over $30,000 a month who wants to skip all this hassle and wants to get everything done for you, this means the ideation, the scripting, the editing, the SEO, captions, and posting, so that way all you have to do is sit down for 1 hour a month and record everything, then click the first link in the description and book a call with me. This is the same content funnel I've used to generate over 2 billion views for my clients and millions of dollars in client revenue. So if that's something you want, click the first link in the description and let's talk. Back to the video. Phase 3, the value. And look, here's the biggest mistake most creators make with the value section. They think value means dumping as much information as possible into one video. And that's not true at all. More information doesn't equal more value. Real value has 3 characteristics. Number 1, it's implementable. Can they take action immediately right after watching your video? Number 2, is it valuable? Would someone pay like $5 for this information and actually be satisfied with their purchase? And if they're not satisfied, that means your video is bad. And number 3, is it memorable? Is it unique? Are you presenting it in a way that actually sticks in their brain? And if your value doesn't check all 3 boxes, it's not good enough. And here's something interesting about how your brain works. It's wired to remember things in groups of 3s. Think about it. ABCs, 1, 2, 3, when you're driving, red, yellow, green, beginning, middle, and end, etc. Everything is taught in 3s when you grew up. So you can break down your value into 3 clear digestible steps or points. This is because when you give people 7 steps or 10 tips, it's overwhelming. Their brain can't hold all that information, so they retain basically nothing and they don't take action. And if I just give you 2 steps, it looks unsymmetrical in their heads. So 3 is a sweet spot. So here's how to structure your value section. Step 1, give them the first piece of value. And this has to be your most valuable tip. And make sure you're super specific with it as well. So don't say anything vague like just post consistently. That's useless advice, which anyone could probably get from ChatGPT. So instead of saying something like that, you could say post 5 times per week at 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. because that's when your audience is most active based on your Instagram's data. Like, you see the difference? Like, the second one is more specific and actually implementable. Step 2, give them the second piece of value. And this should build on the first step and create a logical progression. Now, the second piece of value that you say should be the third best tip out of the whole video. And then the third step is going to be the second best tip. Think about it. Let's say you're mining for gold and the first 3 seconds you find gold, which is your first tip. You are more likely to keep digging because you know there's more gold in the cave. But maybe the second piece of gold is small, but you still know that there's a nice, valuable cave for you. And you keep mining and you find the third piece of gold, and it's the second biggest piece of gold you found in the cave so far. And the third piece of information that you give is going to also correlate with the call to action at the end of the video. And if you give a good piece of value, they're more likely to take action on whatever you say. But let me give you some hacks to make your value section even better. The first hack is to use the imagine this technique. Don't just state boring facts, paint a picture in their head. So for example, here's a bad version of it. Good hooks get more views. Cool. All right, here's a good example. Imagine you posting a video with a hook so good that people literally can't scroll past it. Within the first hour, you've already got 10,000 views. By the end of the day, you've got 100,000 views. And that's the power of a great hook. And the second hack is to give examples and case studies. Don't just tell them what to do, show them proof that it actually works. So for example, when I used this exact hook formula for my client, it got over 12 million views and gained them 50,000 followers overnight. Now they believe it works because you have proof. And the third hack is to break false beliefs along the way. If your audience believes something that holds them back, call it out directly. So for example, most people think that they need expensive equipment to go viral, and that's complete bullshit. I recorded my first viral video on my iPhone in my bedroom with natural lighting. You just broke a real limiting belief that was stopping them from taking action. And the fourth hack is to keep the pacing fast, so no long pauses where nothing new is happening. Every 3 to 4 seconds, you should be introducing something new, asking a question, or creating more curiosity. This creates those dopamine loops I was talking about earlier. It keeps people locked in because their brain is constantly getting little hits of new information. Now look, here's the thing. You just given them incredible value. They're thinking, wow, this is actually useful. But most people watch valuable content and still don't take action. Why? Because they still think that this probably won't work for me, or I'm different, or I don't have what they have, or a million other random excuses. And when someone doesn't take action on your value, they're more likely to forget you. And that's where reassurance comes in, which is phase number 4. The reassurance phase does one thing. It removes doubt and eliminates objections before they even fully form in the viewer's mind. You've given them value, and now you need to make them actually believe that they can do it too. So here is the formula behind it. You address a common objection, eliminate the doubt, and then reinforce the outcome that they'll get. So let me give you 3 examples. Example number 1. Now you might be thinking, but I don't have a huge following or I'm not good on camera. And here's the truth. I started with 0 followers and I was terrible on camera. But by following this exact framework, I was able to grow to 130,000 followers in just under 2 years. And if I could do it, you can absolutely do it too. Example number 2. Look, you don't need any fancy editing skills or a professional camera to make this work. My client Raphael was using his iPhone and basic editing and he still got 30 million views on a single video. And the script is what matters most and not the equipment. Example number 3. And I know what you're thinking, this sounds like a lot of work. But here's the thing. Once you understand this framework, you can write a viral script in under 30 minutes. You see the pattern? You're not just trying to convince them or give them a sales pitch. You're just trying to remove all the mental barriers that would stop them from taking action. And the reassurance should be like 2 to 3 sentences, so just enough to address the doubt and move on. And speaking of action, that brings us to the final phase, the call to action. Now here's the mistake that most creators make with call to actions. They either skip it entirely or they make it so weak that nobody actually wants to take action. And there's actually psychology behind why call to actions work. When you tell someone what to do consistently, they start to see you as an authority figure. And when someone sees you as an authority, they're way more likely to actually do what you tell them to do. And if you continuously direct them, like comment this word, share that, follow me, click here, they start to feel compelled to do it. And it's just how our brains work with authority figures. And this means a good call to action needs to do 3 things. Must be clear, must be direct, and must give them a reason on why they should do it. So let me break down the 3 types of call to actions that you should use. CTA type 1 is engagement CTA, and the purpose of this is to boost your video in the algorithm. So for example, comment the word script and I'll send you my free viral script template, or share this with someone who needs to see this, or save this video so you can come back to it later. And here's why it works. It increases engagement signals. And when Instagram sees people commenting, sharing, and saving, it pushes your video to way more people. CTA 2 is the growth CTA. The purpose is to build your following. So for example, follow me for more Instagram hacks. If you want me to break down more scripts like this, follow me. And why does this work? It's a direct ask right after you've provided a lot of value. And they're already grateful for what you've taught them, so they're more likely to follow. CTA type 3 is the funnel CTA. The purpose is to move people into your actual business funnel, whether that's a free training, a lead magnet, or booking a call. So for example, click the link in my bio to get my free viral script template. If you're a coach, consultant, or whatever who wants to grow on Instagram and get clients, click the link in my bio to book a call with me. There's a link in bio call to actions, there's a DM me call to action, there's a bunch of stuff that people do. And why does this work? Of course, you've already built trust throughout the video, and now you're giving them a clear next step to go deeper with you. And here are some hacks to make your call to actions even more effective. Hack number 1, only use 1 call to action per video. Multiple options create what's called decision fatigue. When people have too many choices, they end up picking nothing. Pick 1 action you want them to take and focus on that. Hack number 2, make it relevant to the content. If your video is about writing hooks, your call to action should be about getting a hook template or learning more about hooks, not something random or unrelated like getting a blanket or something. I don't know. I've seen it happen. Hook number 3 is to use urgency or scarcity when it's appropriate. So for example, click the link now before spots fill up, or only the first 100 people who comment will get this. This creates a sense of urgency that pushes people to take action immediately instead of saying I'll do it later and then forgetting. Now let me show you how all 5 phases work together in a complete script example. Hook. Putting hashtags in your captions won't make you go viral. Hype up. But these 2 Instagram hacks will. Value. Number 1, when you're posting a reel, go to add topics and choose 3 of the best topics that best describe your video. This will tell the Instagram algorithm who to share your video to. Number 2, make your caption as keyword rich as possible. Go to ChatGPT and write this prompt. Then click enter and then ChatGPT will give you the best caption ever. And the caption is richer than Elon Musk. Comment the word GPT and I'll send you the prompt so you can copy and paste. Number 3, before posting your video, go to more options and turn on the upload at highest quality setting on. This will make your video crispy clear. Call to action. Follow me for more valuable tips. Now, of course, I wouldn't sound like that in the video. And I also want to mention that this script doesn't have a reassurance phase because it wasn't needed for this specific video. But you can see how each phase builds on the next. This creates a seamless experience that keeps the viewer locked in from start to finish. And this is the exact structure that you should use for every single script that you write. And by the way, just for context, that script has gotten me over 900,000 views. Now let me give you some advanced script writing hacks that will take your scripts to the next level. First tip, write for the ear and not the eye. Your script needs to sound natural when you speak it out loud, not when you read it silently. Always read your script out loud before you record. If it sounds stiff or robotic or awkward, just rewrite it. Because people can tell when you're reading something versus when they're actually speaking naturally. And when it sounds like you're reading, they just tune out. Second tip, use pattern interrupts every 4 to 7 seconds. This could be new information, a question, a bold statement, or just a transition to a new point. Keep their brain engaged with constant novelty. Remember those dopamine loops I mentioned in the beginning of the video? This is exactly how you create them. Third tip, front load your best stuff. Don't save your strongest point for the end. Give them something valuable in the first tip. This proves that watching the whole video is worth their time. A lot of creators make the example of building up to their best point, but if people drop off before they get there, they'll never see it. This is kind of like the cave example I told you earlier. Fourth tip, always use the word you. I said it before, it's so much better. Trust me, it's just more personal and engaging. All right, so that was everything that you need to know about how to write a viral video script in 2026. You now have the exact 5-phase framework that I use to generate millions of views for my clients. And if you follow this framework exactly, I promise you'll start seeing better results within your content. Now, writing scripts is just one piece of the puzzle because you'll still need to record them, edit them strategically to keep retention high, optimize your captions with SEO, and post them at the right times. And if you're doing this all yourself while also trying to run your business, you may burn out. And that's why at Socialvert, we handle the entire content creation process for you. This means all you have to do is show up for 1 hour a month to record, and we take care of everything else. And that is the exact system that got Pete from 3,500 followers to over 100,000 followers. Frank with over 1 million subscribers, and a bunch of my other clients popping up that you'll probably see somewhere around here. So if you're a service-based business owner who wants to grow on social media and get consistent leads without all that burnout and doing it yourself and all that stuff, click the first link in the description to book a call with me. We'll walk you exactly how we can get you to go viral and get a lot of business exposure and turn your Instagram and other social media channels into a client-generating machine. Again, that's the first link in the description. Click it now and I'll see you on the other side. And if you got value from this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe because I'm going to drop videos like this every single week. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.